Prime Nadal would beat Prime Becker. Prime Federer would also beat Prime Becker.
So Prime Djokovic beats Prime Becker.
Prime Djokovic beats a Prime Becker.
Where do you put him in the list of greatest tennis players of all time?
Number one. Quickly.
Tell us about Novak Djokovic that maybe we don't understand already.
Well, he's a different spirit. He comes from a war-torn Serbia. He had overcome a lot of obstacles to be where he is today. I was able to go with him for a couple of years. We really bonded over the time. We call each other family, and we're very careful with that word. Novak is. It's of course you have the Federer fans and the Nadal fans, but Novak's family story is much bigger. Because he comes from a very difficult country, difficult family background, and to overcome all this and win 24 majors and just laugh every record in the face is because of his spirit. It's because of his character and his personality. And last but not least, he's getting the respect he deserves. So if he plays another year or two, I think he'll be the most popular player of all time. At the moment, I think it's still Roger and Rafa. Yeah. But the more he sticks around, people start to realize who the real Novak Djokovic is.
While you were coaching him, he won Wimbledon?
He won everything.
And you said in your book that when you did that together, you'd worked on not just his tennis, but his mentality. I'm very interested in what you did with him to create a mentality that turned him into that incredible winner.
I think the stoic came out in me is questioning, why we go to Melbourne, to hug the trees and to smell the flowers or to come home with the trophy. To have reasons why we do things.
Yeah.
Also, technically, I told him a few things. Novak was always winning, but it took him 4 or 5 hours. And the time I met him, he lost the number one ranking to Nadal. And because in the semifinal final, he was exhausted. So I had to find a different technique, a different style for him to win quicker. That meant closer to the baseline. Right. He was a grinder. He was always way behind the baseline. That's why it took him 4 or 5 hours. But in order for him to play on the baseline, you have to change the technique a little bit. Everything has to be quicker. Everything has to be moving forward. And also, I was able to explain to him the importance of a serve. The serve in tennis is the only shot that is not depending on the opponent. You decide how you want to serve. And if you want to serve good, you're going to win quicker and you save energy. That doesn't take a day or a week, right? It takes a while because he was winning, before. But he realized that winning in 2 hours and being in the semifinal fresh, the chances are higher for him to win. And that's exactly what happened.
Where do you put him in the list of greatest tennis players of all time?
Number one. Quickly.
Where do you put Boris Becker in his prime?
I'm happy if I'm in the top 10. They say I'm a top 10er. I'm happy with the top 10, yeah.
So Prime Djokovic beats Prime Becker?
Prime Djokovic beats a Prime Becker. I was giving him a fight, of course. Definitely on clay, definitely on hard court. On grass, probably would be a 5-setter.
And you spoke about helping him with his mentality. Can we ask you about another mentality monster, friend of yours, Jurgen Klopp? He tried to visit you in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I was very selective with who I wanted to visit me. Jurgen obviously was an exception. So I got hold of the fact that he wanted to come, and I spoke to the prison director, and they thought about it, but they said,
do you ever feel like life is just a lot, constantly saying, oh, don't worry, next week gets quieter, and it just never does? Work, family, personal life, things that are always just in the diary, and it all has to fit into your week. And I get the stress of trying to show up as your best self, not just for work, but for your partner, for your kids, for your friends. One thing that has helped me achieve all this, though, is Vitals by Heights. They've got 20 essential nutrients, including omega-3 DHA for brain power, B vitamins for energy, and vitamin D3, formulated and tested by scientists and dietitians. Long days, early mornings, back-to-backs, late-night projects, kids' parties at the weekend, helping them with their homework, whatever is thrown your way. I believe the Vitals will keep you sharp, energised and ready to go for those unmissable moments. So why don't you join the thousands of people who are sorting their health out? Just go to heights.com/Jake or enter the code HP20 at checkout for 20% off your first order.
They said, for security reasons, Jurgen can't come and visit you. I said, what do you mean? I said, Boris, the visiting room, it's very big. You have all the prisoners, and dangerous one too, sitting next to each other. There's about 3 guards. Jurgen is a very popular and very famous, guy in the UK. So what shall we do if a couple of prisoners just take him for ransom? If yes, they just put their arms around their neck.
Is that what they were scared of?
Yeah.
Wow. For kidnapping Jurgen Klopp in
That's
prison.
what I mean with security reasons, is that they were afraid that some of these prisoners would take advantage of such a popular and high-profile man. And then I was able to speak to Jurgen, and he started laughing in his typical laugh. But then we were friends, and we met afterwards. But yeah, I mean, for Jurgen to want to visit me at my lowest speaks a lot about his character and his personality.
And what support and advice did he give you when you spoke to him?
Stay strong. This is what it is. This shall pass too. This, there's a reason you have to go through this. There's a reason you lost everything, but with your character and your personality, you will find a way back and learn from it. I started our conversation with lessons learned. Maybe I needed to go to prison. Maybe it was good for me. I was on the wrong path. I was not a happy camper in my mid-40s. I was drinking too much and eating too much and hanging with the wrong people. Maybe I wouldn't have survived it until I'm now. So maybe it was good for me.
Can I ask you about the role of Novak Djokovic then, when you're in prison?
Novak was the defending champion, and they always go for a first press conference, and he was really praising me about what a great guy I am, and also giving me strength and giving me support. And if that, you're talking about the best player in the world and so forth, that echoes a lot in throughout the whole world. So for him to help me overcoming a very difficult situation, I will never forget, of course. So yeah, good things did happen. I didn't expect it from Novak. I didn't expect it from Sue and the others. Only when you're in a difficulty, in a tough moment, you really find out who you're with, who's not with you. I'm not the one that wants everybody to go to prison to find out who your real friends are. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you just have a very small group of people that care about you. In my most difficult times, I know today who were my friends and who was not.
How many friends just melted away when you got sentenced?
95%.
Really?
Yeah. It's just I'm a whole new circle of friends, and